Am I still on? The Real Estate Show. I'm Jim Fannin, your host. And I'm going to talk in the DJ voice the whole way through. Buckle up, welcome aboard. That's how you do that. That's a hot intro by Jay Beatty and boys back in Niagara. This is the website. The links are in the show description. My guest, as you can see, and that's how, do I even need to I'm such a radio guy. I'm like, and I'm now speaking with, it's in the show title. Stephen, welcome aboard, man. It's great to, it was great to sit with you the other day. I just appreciate your knowledge and your candor. So thank you for that. How you feeling, first of all?
I'm feeling pretty good today compared to yesterday. I think it was that Saharan dust that was over us, but I'm not sure.
We weren't getting that yesterday, were we?
That's what they said. And
really?
I thought I was feeling it.
Oh no, I felt it a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. I know we had a few days of it, and it was nasty. Just really hazy and just air quality. I was getting air quality alerts on my computer, and I mean, I'm not used to those being down here.
Yeah, that's pretty rare here. Yeah. Usually the air quality is fabulous, fresh off the Atlantic. And
yeah, they said an African dust cloud was rolling in. I'm like,
Saharan, exactly. Yeah, crazy.
And then today, shoot, like I usually, like I got to run my air conditioner pretty early when I do an interview. Otherwise, I'm just like, it just drips off me, right? And today, I didn't need the air. I was sitting here all day, and then I had to go to an appointment around 4 o'clock, and I pulled up the weather. I'm like, what today is? I bet you it's the humidity, and it was 66%. What a break. What a beautiful
what a nice break. It was beautiful. We had clients from 5 countries in today, so it was kind of an interesting day.
Yeah, so take a little bit of time on that and just tell us, who you are and how you ended up at Casa Linda, and then we'll get into some product and some specifics and talk interest rates and bridge loans and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, I'm Stephen Bowcutt. I've lived here 16 years. I'm an American, former Marine, U.S. Marine, married to a Dominican bride for many, many, many years. 2 beautiful children that we raised here in the Dominican Republic from 8 and 10 years old. We moved here, and educational choices were a little different then than they are today, but they both attended the International School of Sosúa.
Oh, really?
Now we're both college grads and professionals in their respected fields.
Okay.
I'm married to my lovely bride. We live here in the Dominican Republic and absolutely love it. We're not going anywhere. Yeah. I hear that from a lot of people.
Yeah, being an expat, and there's such a huge community of them down here, we all miss home in one way or another, and, the life that we left there, I think that's natural, but what do you really appreciate about being here? Like, what drew you?
The fresh, clean air. Most of the year, it's absolutely fabulous weather. And we moved here from the Fort Lauderdale area, and we moved here because there's no hurricanes in Sosúa or Cabarete. We're protected by the highest peak in the Caribbean. NOAA, National Atmospheric and Oceanic Association, been tracking hurricanes for well over 100 years. And if you check the history and follow the tracks. Never been one even close to here. Tropical storms, yes. Hurricanes, no. Part of the reason we moved here, we were also, my wife and I both windsurfers. When we got here, pretty quickly changed over to kite surfing. And actually, our youngest daughter in 2015 was a Pro Kite Riders Association world champion.
Nice.
And her sister was a videographer and photographer, and so helped the whole situation very, very well.
Nice.
And we love it here. The beaches are beautiful, the mountains are beautiful, the streams are beautiful. We now live on a farm, which is a permaculture organic farm that we purchased recently. And we love that too. If you don't speak the language and don't know your way around, it's not something I recommend heavily, but we feel comfortable here. And I work for Casa Lenda and Connections, the sales manager there, and we do villas and condos. Villas from under 200,000 and condos for just over 200,000 is where they start, both in Cabarete and Sosúa. What else can I tell you, Jim?
Well, I blew your title up. I made you GM, so I hope you get a pay raise on Monday. I'm sorry about that.
I'll take that to the boss.
Shoot.
No, I'm the sales manager.
My mistake, man.
No worries at all.
How did you have a base in Spanish before you came down here? Or if not, how long did it take you to catch on?
Yes, I did. I've been married to my Dominican wife for 36 years.
Okay, well, that'll do it.
But I also lived in Colombia. I was riding bicycles, and at that time, many of the best cyclists were coming out of Colombia, and I trained there for a solid year, and that's where I really started to learn Spanish.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, when I got here, I was a young man, and lots of lovely young ladies here, and so wanted to speak Spanish to them. And then all that changed when I met my wife. So
tell me how Sosúa has changed. I was here, fell in love with the place 25 years ago. We came down here with about 15 realtors from Remax. My mother and a bunch of my mother was the manager of the office at the Remax at the time. And we had a whole really cool crew that came down here. And that was the first time I was off the continent, if you can call it that, I guess. North America anyway, and I just fell in love with it, and the casino was great, and we just worked the system. We'd go and drink free at the casino and play, and then I'd go to the disco, and then by that time we were half in the bag anyways. We didn't have to buy any drinks because we got grilled ham and cheese at the blackjack tables. We stayed at Casa Marina. I got to tour that the other day. I put that up on one of my YouTube channels, and what a cool blast and then my buddy stayed there when he came down for a week. But tell us a little bit about how Sosúa has changed over the last 25 years. I was really surprised when I flew in to see streetlights.
Right. Well, there's now actually 4 streetlights, I believe, between Sosúa and Cabarete. I hear there's another one coming there at the entrance of El Choco, which is the entrance to Casa Lenda. Sosua's changed a lot. There was a beach added, I'm going to say it was about 15 years ago, big storm. And the next morning we woke up and there was a beach where there was once just a jagged rock area. It's been there ever since.
Oh, yeah. Which one is that?
That's the one, Playa Alicia.
No way.
Yeah. Now that was we were told by some of the original settlers here from the 30s, World War II, this was a settlement for some Jewish refugees, and we made friends with one of them. We actually purchased a farm from one of them, and she was telling my wife and I that excuse me, that they used to there was a butcher there, and they used to run wheelbarrows full of scraps out and dump it, and it was a shark area, heavily shark infested area. And then the beach showed up and all the sharks went away because they stopped dumping the food, and it became a beautiful area. Sosúa Bay is incredible. It's changed a lot over the years as well. I remember years ago, we, myself and a bunch of others did a underground garden there, coral garden there. We snipped them in deep water, brought them up, put them on straps so that we could replant them and regrow the coral reefs in a few places. There was an organization out of Santo Domingo that was in charge and a bunch of volunteers, and I just happened to be one of them. It was good times, but considerably more small family-oriented hotels, Sosúa is a beautiful place. We're Cabarete people because of the water sports, and Cabarete is really, as I understand, the kite surfing capital of the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. You can participate in just about any water sport you want. Um, Land sports are pretty common. We live on a paved road that goes up into the hillside and actually ends up over by the Yasica River if you follow it all the way through. And at least 25 or 30 cyclists ride by here every day or every morning and evening. You know, there's a early morning crowd and a late evening crowd. And then you hear them kind of, if you're next down at the low end of the farm, you hear cyclists, you know, rubber to the road going down the hill.
Do they roll with a pace truck?
Sometimes when they're on the main road, but when they're up here, it's generally just 3 to 5 at a time in groups. Sometimes there's larger groups.
Okay.
It's absolutely beautiful place to mountain bike, and road biking is a little more challenging. I think we've all experienced the driving in numerous developing countries.
I got a parade of bulls the other day up on one of the mountains. I was going to look at a property, and I wish I had pulled my camera out because it was the most awesome thing. I was very intimidated. I pulled over on my bike. I didn't want to spook any of them. I'm really timid around big animals like horses and stuff like that. Like I've ridden them before, but I'm really careful when I'm behind them, And I was behind a lot of these, and they're all bulls. Quite clearly. I'm like, why is there a herd of bulls on the road this far up the mountain? And it looked like a perfectly natural thing. There was a girl walking by on her phone, barely even looking at them. And I'm like, this is like, it was so normal for her. And I was like, this is awesome.
Right. Well, there's horses and cows all around us here, and we're just 3 minutes above Casa Linda. So beautiful close-in location for us. Casa Linda's close in as well, and then the Encuentro condos, which is one of our developments, is 800 meters from the beach. Beautiful spot. Casa Linda offers free transportation to its homeowners and renters, and predominantly short-term renters that come in and use it as more of a hotel type setting. Right. But you can get around on the free transportation all over. And I hear stories from people that ride the shuttle bus and say, oh, we saw this herd of cows, or like you said, herd of bulls, or all these beautiful horses, or it's kind of interesting. Or a group of, what do you call them? A flock of chickens crossing the road.
Yeah. I was out in Encuentro the other day and rolled up on just a lone bull walking down the road. And, there was horses and cows on the other side and goats and stuff, and this one lone bull just sauntering down the street.
Isn't that funny? Well, we're kind of in the country here, but we're really close to everything. And it's, between Cabarete and Sosúa, when we got here 16 years ago, there was hardly anything. And now you've got all these businesses, and I think you saw that LNG opened up at the bottom of the hill. That's appliances and furniture and all kinds of things. And I understand they have stores all over the country. I'd seen them before, but I didn't realize they were such a big chain. Okay. And so you can buy a lot of stuff there. You go to Santiago, you can get anything from IKEA to Bose to Sleep Number beds to Price Mart, which is basically a Costco. We laughingly say, oh, there's Target, which is jumbo, and there's this, and that's Kmart, and there's Home Depot, and that's Bayonne or Ochoa. You get into Santo Domingo, and there's every franchise, every brand you could ever want. And that's a huge city with a beautiful place to visit once. Okay.
No, Santo Domingo's up the hill an hour away, right? That's not on the south.
No, Santo Domingo is the capital. It's
south coast.
3.5 hours or thereabout.
Yeah, right. Okay.
We usually go up the coast to Nagua and then cut across on the toll road.
Right.
Or there's numerous ways you can go, but that toll road is breathtaking drive through the mountains. So if you happen to land in Santo Domingo and rent a car, drive across, and then you come down Nagua, from Nagua to Cabarete and Sosúa, and it's just covered in coconut palm trees and ocean waves and nice tropical breezes.
And the Policia. I got the Policia twice on the toll road going to Los Terrenos.
Yeah, I've been there as well, and they're usually really nice guys, and you get a laugh with them, and they let you go. Hey, you need
Yeah.
to slow down. Yes, sir.
If you stop. I was with a buddy of mine from Canada, and I'm just like, I don't feel like it today. I didn't know. He says, yeah, he wants you to pull over. I'm like, yeah, I'm busy.
Well,
I'll play
let's not
stupid if
promote
he
that.
pulls me over.
I respect the law wherever I'm at in the world.
Exactly.
Let me just wink
Stupid.
and say yes.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit more about how business has changed down here.
Well, this was a sleepy little town 16 years ago. It was a fishing village of Cabarete. I don't know exactly when, but it wasn't much earlier than the early 80s. It was discovered as a side onshore wind for kite surfing, and that's really what started to blow it up. And then you had a big Breezes hotel, and more smaller hotels started to pop up, and it just became a tourism area. And I love the North Shore. We're on the Atlantic Ocean here, tropical breezes, well, kiteable wind, 300 days a year. So that's a nice light breeze if you're on a foil type kite or board system. And then it starts around midday and then goes into the evening, and then it shuts off. There's a huge shallow lake in Cabarete, and that draws in Venturi effect, is what I understand, draws in these tropical winds, and it's really nice. You've got snorkeling and basically every water sport you can imagine in this area, and then every outdoor land sport. There's golf courses close, and there's a big golf course project here that's in the works. The land's all been purchased, and something happened to the developer, and so looking for a new developer, but the land is purchased and ready to go. There will be a big, beautiful golf course here in the future. We don't know exactly when. You can drive to Santiago in an hour, which is the second largest city of the country. You can go through the mountains, which I love that drive.
Right.
There's some tourist areas up there, and usually we stop and get a snack or a water or a coco frio, which is a coconut that they cut open right in front of you, and you drink the water out of it. And sometimes when you're done, they'll split it open for you, and you can have the coconut meat, which is fabulous as well.
Especially the young ones. I got used to the texture. It's kind of like
kind of a jelly.
Oysters almost. Yeah, it's really it is jelly like.
Yeah, and, absolutely
delicious
fabulous.
And full of it's so juicy. Like the mature coconut meat is a meal. You got to sit down and chew the heck out of that stuff. But
it's a job.
The young stuff just slides right down. And it's delicious. It's just
absolutely fabulous. Well, food here in general is out of this world. There's a lot of high quality organic fruits and vegetables, and things grow like weeds here. I've got a yard full of tomatoes and arugula and kale and a variety of leafy greens and onions and then a whole bunch of different fruit trees. And we're excited for everything to begin production and get that going. But
tell me about the growing seasons. I know like the natural fruits all have a season where they come. Well, it seems like coconuts grow all the time. I mean,
they do year round. Yeah, coconuts grow year round, but growing season here is kind of interesting because it depends on the exposure. So I can only really use what we've done as an example. We've taken the same species of plants and planted them in morning sun, all day sun, midday sun, and evening suns that we hope to have production year round of over 100 varieties of fruits. And so really, I guess only time will tell on that. There are others that are doing it around the globe, and it's working for them in tropical settings. And so, I mean, you can plant a plant, and depends on the variety and what it is, but 8 months later, it'll be taller than you are, and you're a tall guy.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Utilizing shade? And
well, we're utilizing the various exposures, morning, midday, and then full day, and then evening sun as well. And we just got water on the farm here, so that's going to change everything. We've been buying trucks, and you can't farm buying trucks. And as you know, it's been pretty dry here for a period of time, a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So the well's in full production. That's pretty exciting. And excuse me, it's easy for me to talk about the farm.
As you're sitting out on your deck, half
Right.
lit, like, it's a half lit. I don't mean it like that. I mean, and the background's perfect too. It's a perfect black background. Yeah.
Well, a bunch of moringa trees, a couple of coconut palms, a variety of things growing behind me that you can't see because it's evening, but beautiful breeze, perfect temperature. I mean, the evenings here to me are like, I imagine heaven.
Right.
So
I only once had to put on track pants in the morning, and that was over the winter, in January or something like that. But maybe.
aren't you from Canada? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't even
Burr,
know.
yeah, it gets cold here.
I don't know why I even brought them, to be honest with you, but they came in handy a couple times. I got up in the morning, windows, doors wide open all the time, like they're never closed here. I'm starting to close them now just to keep the air in when I'm broadcasting, but holy mackerel, it's like when it gets. So I can only imagine what July, August, and September are going to be like, because I landed end of October and it was pretty toasty, pretty humid.
Well, it's pretty much like it was today, or actually yesterday, because it was higher humidity and pretty warm. That's generally for 3.5, 4 months. And then the rest of the year is absolutely fabulous. And we just love it.
So it's not going to get any worse than it was yesterday?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
yesterday was warm.
every year is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday was pretty toasty. And,
yeah, it was kind of warm.
Yeah. Now, I seem to be able to set my watch by the breeze. Like 8:45, the wind picks up. And even when I was out in Encuentro for the week, the surfers are off the water by 9 o'clock because they said the winds knocked the top of the waves down or whatever. But
right, it blows out the waves. Well, kiteable wind starts usually around midday. But yeah, sometimes this time of year, especially, you get a little more breeze. That tropical breeze coming off the South Atlantic here. Beautiful greenish blue water. I mean, I sound like a commercial, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This place, we just love it. Love to swim in the ocean, or if it's choppy, we'll go to the bay, and we were kayaking quite a bit since we moved to the farm. We haven't done much of that, we've been talking about getting into stand-up paddleboarding, so that's kind of exciting for us.
All right, enough of that. Let's get into the business end of things. This is the sales manager. How long have you been at Casa Linda? And just let me say before you answer, wow, am I impressed with that product. I mean, you're a great salesperson. That's important. Somebody that gets it and cares, and you come across as a guy that gets it and cares, and that's important. But it's so obvious that you guys have been there and done it all. Like, there's nothing that you're missing now with your new construction. With new construction all over the world, if you're not with a long-time builder of 40 years, 30 years?
30 years.
30 years and 400 villas? And
that's correct.
And I still got sticker shock because I'm a Canadian realtor. I have been for 30 years. And down here, I can't believe that you can get into a product like yours, brand new, under warranty, and furnished with appliances and nice stuff. I mean, TVs and it's, like the full.
Let's correct
match.
that a little bit.
Okay.
Let's correct that a little bit. The villas come unfurnished.
No, I know, but I was going to say for under $260, you can get the full treatment. $250
in a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
2-bedroom under $260. Pardon me.
Yeah. So I was just blown away by the Capri, but then you've got another floor plan with one of the 3-bedroom floor plans that has a really functional U-shaped backyard, and it's beautiful. I just love the way, the bar and the service area and the barbecue and everything backs onto one of the masters, I think, and then your whole yard is in front of you, and I can just see like many people back there without any problems. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
when I walked through the Capri for $218 or whatever your starting prices is on that without the dormer, it's just, and that dormer makes it all. But I walked in, I'm like, and it was fully furnished and ready to rent and stuff like that. So it was looking its best, but I was sold immediately. And then, just to stand on the concrete deck around the pool, it's cool. You guys, it's drained, like there's drainage all over the place. Like you're not getting, your patio is not leaking into your master bedroom because you guys haven't thought of that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, let's check a couple of those. So the Capri with the flat roof is 214.5. Beautiful villa. It's got a travertine pool deck. So even on the hottest day of the year, you can walk across it barefoot. It won't burn your feet. It's not slippery. Pools start at 8,000 gallons and generally go up with the size of the villa. We will build just about anything you want, but we have 15 of our own models from 2 to 6 bedrooms. Generally, we're doing flat roofs with excellent drainage and textured finishes, granite or quartz countertops, excellent warranties on the roof and the structure. We can build 2 ways. Concrete block and steel, which is a little warm and kind of old school, but it's what everybody knows. Or we can build with foam panels, concrete and steel, which in the end, when they're finished, are the same structural strength. If you want a pitched roof, we can do a tiled roof for you.
Right.
Lots of options within our standards. Many builders will get in and say, oh, I have this $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 villa. And when you're done, there's $20,000, $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 worth of changes you have to make because their standards maybe are not quite what you had in mind. We have numerous standards. You can do hardwood cabinets or painted MDF, microfiber cabinets, solid doors, giant ceramic tiles. All of our faucets are 5-year warranted. We use stainless steel pop-up drains. Our outdoor bar comes with a sink and a spot for a mini fridge and a wine cooler. You can make any changes you want. If they don't increase materials or labor costs, there's no charge. We have half a dozen, actually, I believe 7 in-house architects now, half a dozen in-house engineers. We've been doing this for a long time. If we're not really good at it by now, maybe we should think about something else.
Yeah.
But I believe we're really good at what we do and produce a wonderful product. We're finding a lot of North Americans and Canadians that are, I guess, just looking to get out of the matrix. It's kind of interesting, the conversations we're having lately. They've definitely changed since COVID started. Excuse me, you hear my dogs playing in the background? They're rolling around out here.
It's all good.
There's just so many possibilities here, and you can rent it when you're gone or lock and leave and just have somebody maintain the garden and the pool and air it out a couple of times a month. High occupancy rates, so there's good incomes to be had. You can get financed here through local banks as a North American, and the requirements are actually not bad at all. However, if you can bring money from back home, whether through cash, and I don't mean bring me a suitcase full of cash, it's wire transferred, okay? Everything's above board. If you can get financing back home through a second mortgage or through the sale of something, that's your most economical way to do it. But we have a certain percentage of people that get local financing, and that's through Banco Popular, or we've used Scotiabank in the past as well. Scotia is a Canadian brand, but functions under different banking laws, so not really affiliated with the Canadian Scotiabanks.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so we're a 6-month build time. Again, you would go to our design department and choose all your finishes with one of our designers, and then sign off on everything. We'd gather all the materials up and start your build. And a 6-month build time, generally start to finish. As you may know, worldwide supply chain issues have caused some concerns and issues, but maybe it's starting to settle just a little bit. We'll know more in a couple of months. But what can I tell you? Beautiful builds, nice finishes, high quality, everything. I believe, just delivered a villa to some folks from another island in the Caribbean that came here because we can do it much more economical. Bigger island, lots of production, lots of manufacturing of different things. And we'd sold them a villa for $400,000, 3-bedroom, beautiful Vesta. And they had said on their island that easily would have cost 1.4 million, 1.4 to 1.7 to build.
Jeez. Have you kept
Right.
track of the prices back home? Because
Not a whole bunch.
when I look at your cost per square foot, like some of the smaller ones are running 180, the larger ones 160 a square foot. Like you compare that to back home with the price of lumber, and it's all concrete. There's no basements. Right. It's hurricane proof. Not that you need to be in this part of the island, but they are literally hurricane proof. And for that price per square foot, it's been a little bit of sticker shock.
Jim, these are considered monolithic structures. These are not North American stick homes. We do not use sheetrock. Sheetrock is kind of a wimpy material. We either use styrofoam panels encased in steel and then enveloped in concrete, or concrete block and steel. Our roofs, all of our roofs are multi-stage, but we use styrofoam with concrete and steel beams, and then pour concrete over that, then butamin, and then polyester reinforced butamin. It's a great roofing system. It keeps the heat out because the roof is what takes the brunt of the heat. Mm-hmm. But if you decide to build with a styrofoam panel build, the villa is going to be cooler, just slightly cooler all the time. And the heat just doesn't pass. Whereas concrete, you set a concrete block out in the sun, and even if it cools down outside, that block is going to be hot for hours. Mm-hmm. So it's a good system, but the foam panels are the newer, more modern system. And I think more and more people are choosing them all the time. We'll build either way at the same price. It's your decision. We'll make suggestions to different things, but as the buyer, you're the final word, period.
It's got to have an acoustic effect as well, if it's got a thermal effect.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
absolutely.
Quieter inside and out.
Yep, that's what they say is cooler and quieter, and I've experienced that.
So tell us a little bit about the history, 1 through 12, and we can spend the most time on what you're building right now. And I want to say also, you've got a condo build. Is that one sold out yet?
No, there's, I believe, 35 left today. So,
okay, out of how many?
Out of 72.
And there's how many villas on that property?
No, that's condos. Okay.
Oh, is there villas on that property, though, connections?
Yes, there's a total of 22.
22 villas.
5 under construction there today. Oh, wow. And that's all sold out. As everything's prepared and ready, we'll start putting up more villas there. We have a total of 46 or 47 villas today under construction.
Oh, right.
With a total of, with these 46 or 47 will be just over 400 in total built. So that's what I say. We should be really good at what we do now, and I believe we are. I'm confident we are, and that makes my life and my job so much more pleasant.
And the condos would be more cost effective too. I think I got them at about 135, 140 a square foot, roughly. And I know
they're pretty large. They're pretty large, and they start at just under 205. Beautiful condos, 800 meters from the beach. They'll have some of their own amenities, community pool, a gym, a restaurant. Our transportation, our shuttle bus service will be available there. You can come to Casa Linda, where we have more amenities and more on the way, including a gym and spa on the way, another sport court. We have a tennis court, another sport court coming, gym and spa, excuse me, I just said that. Another restaurant, potentially maybe a netted driving range and some other things that are being talked about now, but 2 more restaurants, from fast food to fine dining. Our restaurant's absolutely fabulous. Castaways. I mean, you and I had lunch there the other day, and I couldn't get a word in there. You were just chowing that stuff down. Dude, what was that? Shrimp, salmon, pasta?
I've only had that there. That's all. Until it'll wear off, but it's going to take me about 20 dishes probably. That is a tasty meal, man. And the Parmigiano Reggiano comes out on it, and it's the shrimps are nice. They're not dry. Now, I've had pasta other places, and that one is the king. So yeah, I'm getting that until I get tired of it. What are the condo fees like in that building then? What are we talking at? 200?
Well, they're pretty standard island-wide. They've included water with them, so they're mid-3s for a 2-bedroom and higher 3s for a 3-bedroom.
Okay.
We're because of the ongoing price increases, we're monitoring that kind of stuff all the time. And it's not a profit center. It's about covering costs.
Right.
And so villas in Casa Linda are just slightly lower, a little less maintenance and less common areas in general, which brings the price down a little bit. But we have incredible security with cameras all around the property, guards on motos and foot, a very good front gate, one entrance, one exit, basically. Construction entrance, but you have to have special permission to come and go from there. And we have incredible set of rules and regulations so that homeowners and renters can coexist, and everybody has respect for everybody. And I think that's great. The water park is beautiful. There's a kid's side with a wet playground and then a dryland playground, a lazy river. There's the adult side with a swim up bar and a fast food restaurant with wings and pizza and sandwiches and things like that right next to the pool. Walking trail, which goes through the jungle and has caves, and it's secured as well and has benches. It's a little over a mile long and so beautiful. And it's always cooler in there because it's in kind of a deep ravine.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, it's actually very cool. What else can I tell you, Jim?
Well, no, yeah, that's great. I'd like to, if you could just hit a little bit of the history. Like, I don't know it, so I'm interested in the, the phases, because when I tag them on YouTube and my videos and stuff, I see all these different phases. We got to get a phase 12 up there, but it's like Casa Linda 1, 2, and 3, I think, is what comes up. But tell me how they started and how many there were, and then what are we looking forward to in the future after 12 sold out? Because 12 is going to be sold out. What do you predict? A month?
Oh,
2?
You're putting me on the spot there, aren't you?
6 weeks, 8 weeks? I mean, you sold half of them very quickly.
The first half went pretty fast, but we'd been moving through phase 10 and 11 pretty quickly, and we had a waiting list, and that was part of why phase 12 went so quickly.
Right.
It's definitely more demand than we've ever seen in almost 30 years.
Interesting.
We're on phase 12 now. They're cutting the roads in right now. We have some elevated lots, some premium lots with second floor views that are pretty expansive of the ocean. You do have to put a bigger 2-floor villa on those because they're larger lots. Some of the smaller elevated lots, we're cutting the roads in, and so we'll know exactly how much elevation and retaining walls and whatnot are required once the roads are cut in, because everything is so much for that air conditioner, huh, Jim? So, yeah, I'm not sure you heard that. I said so much for that air conditioner, huh?
Yeah, smart ass. Nobody can see me. You can on the Zoom recording. You're full screen now. You keep blowing my... Uh-oh. Don't give any other secrets away, Stephen. I'm drying my face off and drying my ears off and rubbing my headphones on my shirt. Yeah,
right,
I just turned the air on like
I was
an hour and a half ago.
I didn't realize I was the only one. So anyway, back to phase 12 after the jokes are done. Right? So we're moving through it pretty quick. There's 35 or approximately 35 lots left, and good choices. Lots come and go. Some people will reserve them and for whatever reason can't follow through. That's becoming more rare because we're pre-qualifying and doing what we can do to make sure that we're not separating a lot from the marketplace when demand is so high. Some beautiful locations that will have a convenience store larger than the one that currently is there, have some of its own amenities, but any of our developments can use any of the other developments' amenities as well. So if you're at the condos and you wanted to come to the water park, you can definitely do that. Owners and renters get use of the shuttle bus that goes to beaches, restaurants, bars, grocery stores, etc. Has a route that it runs through Cabarete and Sosúa. We have villas right now being built from under 200 to well over 500,000. So a good variety. Really the differences are, and I'm kind of getting off track here. I think I'm kind of infamous for that. So excuse me.
It's all good. It's perfect for the show.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So really the difference is square footage in the villas. The standards from a $200,000 villa are the same quantity of choices from numerous floor tiles, toilets, numerous handles, numerous door styles, different colored glass, different colored window frames. Everything comes with screens. There's just so much to talk about there. It's until you see what the customer actually is most interested in, it's hard to know where to start, you know. And so we ask a handful of questions and then kind of nail down what the customer's most interested in and go over that. But we also talk about things like health insurance, and if you're moving here with your children, education. I mean, I say this as a 16-year Dominican Republic veteran. I've been here 16 years now. The insurance here is, for lack of a better way to put it, very economical or dirt cheap. And the service is way better. I mean, the best hospital in the country's in Santiago, as I understand it. It's Holmes. I also understand it's a Canadian certified hospital. Now I'm an American, but I think if you get a first world certification, I think that's a big thing. There's also American VA clinics here, which is pretty interesting and important for those of us that are vets. There's also right at the bottom of the hill, just minutes from Casa Linda, is a small but very high-end hospital that does everything. I've been in there a few times over the years. I hate to admit it, but they've done great work with me, and many of them speak English. And really, to live in this zone, you don't have to speak English. So, and just to touch on that a little bit more, I pay under $400 a year. Let me repeat that. Under $400 a year. I'm spending more than that a month in the States, wow. You know, per person, and I have a family. So that was part of the challenge. You know, fuel is, any kind of energy is probably the most expensive thing here. However, we're on solar power here, and Casa Linda has a megawatt of solar power and another one coming. Diesel backup generators, and Ede Norte, which is I'll call it the municipal power source. So we have 24/7 power. We're supplied water from 11 wells on the current and existing phases, and we'll drill more wells for the new phases. High calcium content, so right. Simple filter, bottled water, or a whole house filter system is your choice.
You don't seem to have the iron contamination in any wells that I've experienced so far, so you don't get the rusting of the.
No, it's a calcium only issue. The water is absolutely beautiful. All of the villas come with a automatically fed 5,000 gallon cisterna with a submersible pump and a pressure tank in the mechanical room. And what that does is give you the same pressure at every faucet. We've now changed from tanked hot water heaters to on-demand propane gas powered, and it's just so much more economical and more efficient. Not keeping a tank of water hot all the time.
I haven't turned my hot water tank on for months. What's the point?
No, I don't either, but many North Americans require that. I prefer the outdoor shower over anything else.
Yeah, I grew out of that.
And every villa comes with an outdoor shower, Jim.
Yeah, that's right, too.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of exciting for many of us. Now, again, we veered off on villas, but I say we, okay, me. We veered off from phases to villas, but there's just so much to talk about. It's pretty interesting, and never enough hours in the day. I'm excited about it, and I think many of our clients are excited about it. We do our best to make the entire process as, you know, building a house is never stress-free and never without something that, you know, you may question or that comes up that you have to make a decision on. We try to get all that done before we start the construction, so that all the directions, all the materials everything's set, and it makes the contractor's life, the in-house contractor's life, so much more pleasant, because they're not guessing, or everything's chosen and signed off on. We do an in-lot plan, which is a architectural drawing of every measurement inside and outside the house, and then renderings of the villa that you've chosen with any changes included. We'll be adding in the near future renderings of closets, kitchens, and bathrooms. And we're working on that pretty hot and heavy now to make the experience and what I call, I think I'm the only one that calls it this within the system, but I call it the no surprises. Nobody wants a financial surprise. Nobody wants a materials surprise. Nobody wants a timing surprise. So we have all these documents, including general features document, the in-lot plan, contract of sale, the renderings, all this that go together to make sure that if you're back in the States or back in Canada or back in Bermuda or back in China or India even, you know exactly the product you're going to be delivered and exactly what it's going to cost.
What do you find? Tell me a little bit about trends. Like, you know, we saw the big box in the suburbs was popular. Have you experienced a trend? And if I buy, I'm just pushing the Capri like crazy because I love it. It's tight.
Right, it's a beauty.
U-shape. It's just really tight. If I'm buying the cheapest, and it just happens to be the entry-level product, that I don't know if you guys got a lost leader, if it's that kind of sales job over there, but that is a great property. So if I'm buying a Capri in phase 12, am I seeing my property value years down the road being buoyed by the big boys down the street at $500,000 to start?
No, I don't think so, because
Wrong
you
answer.
are seeing increases in your land value. The last several years, you've seen about 10, maybe a little bit more than that, 10 to 12% increase in value. The last several years, you know, there's some guys that build bigger villas than we do, but they're onesie twosies. We have premium security, amenities, shuttle bus service. We have beach clubs in both Cabarete and Sosúa that our homeowners and renters alike can use. We're 6 minutes from the nearest beach, and within 10 minutes, numerous beaches. Mm-hmm. For that reason, in short, we're on slightly more economical land, which means we can build nicer, higher quality villas than our competitors that might be on the ocean, but not on the beach, meaning rock, oceanfront. Mm-hmm. You know, so these are interesting facts. We also have lower annual maintenance costs because we're off the beach. We still have some ocean views available. I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, the values are good. The prices are very reasonable. We're doing our very best to continue. And I wanted to correct something you said. The Capri was at one time our entry-level villa. We've done a sunset model, which is under 200,000. That's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Under 120 square meters of build, an 8,000 gallon pool comes with that, landscaping comes with that. When we're done with it, we turn it over and you furnish it and put appliances in it. And you can get all the North American brands here. Some of them are even made here in the duty-free zones.
Right.
So you get pretty reasonably priced. You don't need to or really want to import anything. Everything's here. You can fill the villa in a matter of days, from delivery of the villa to purchase of everything and delivery of the furniture and installation of all the furniture and decor. If you so choose, you can hire an interior designer here. That's kind of a ritzy word back home, but here it's can actually save you money. She knows, and I always use one in particular because she's open, honest, ethical, transparent, and tells you exactly everything up front. But she knows what things cost, what things should cost, who will warranty, who will show up if there's a warranty problem, what to do if something arrives scratched, what colors go together. You know, I have to ask my wife every day if my shirt matches my pants. So she's really good at that kind of stuff and has done numerous villas in Casa Linda, and everybody loves her. Or you can venture yourself around town or into Santiago or Santo Domingo and go to the big boys and have that stuff delivered as well. You've been in that 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath in Connections, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful villa, and that was done by this local interior designer, and she knew exactly what to put in there, and the owners were just ecstatic when she delivered it to them.
That is a cool layout out back. I can't remember which way. We looked at a few that day, but it's almost like you can walk out of your house and then across a short piece of patio, and the stairs to the pool are right there. So it's like it's just
Right.
or a ramp, for that matter. If you want a ramp,
Yeah,
you
that
can walk into it.
that had a beach entrance and a staircase and a platform, so you can put your lounge chairs in there and
yeah.
dangle your feet in the pool. And the beach entrance is basically a ramp, but you can dangle your feet in the pool and enjoy a mojito or a pina colada or a local unpasteurized Presidente beer.
Yeah. Does anyone ever ordered a diving board in a 10.5 foot pool? 10.5 feet
Not
deep?
to my knowledge.
No.
I know
I haven't
there's all
seen a
kinds
diving
of-
board in Dominican yet. They're all 5 foot pools, but I'd want a
Right.
deep end.
Well, and we can do that. Your pool can be any depth, any width, any length. It does come with a certain size pool, but if you want it bigger, you want it square, rectangle, round, kidney,
Really? Yeah.
all that's optional. And frankly, all we care about is the gallons. If you want a bigger pool, there's a price for a per gallon price
Oh, okay.
for additional pool. And the villas come with the land, which is titled to you, specifically, well, very similar to North America. You own it. Nobody can take it from you. It's not like some other Latin American countries where you lease it or you don't really own it, or you get use of it for 100 years or whatever the case. No, it's titled to you and you have the same rights as a Dominican does here in this country.
And you don't have the title issues on resale either, because that's
No,
finding a good
everything's
lawyer down
dislende.
here. Yeah,
Everything's I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
No, it's just having a good lawyer down here is really important. Like you can really I've talked to I talked to a guy from Windsor the other day, and he said, yeah, I mean, my lawyer didn't catch it, and it cost me $20,000 to fix it.
Oh, I don't know
Before
what
he
that could be,
sell.
but that doesn't happen within the borders of Casa Linda.
No.
Everything comes with a title guarantee, and we have a master title with a dislende, which is the title guarantee. And once production of your villa is started, we request the title, and it's usually issued shortly, just months after delivery of the villa. During COVID, it was a little slower, but it seems like they're back on track now. And so good lawyers are everywhere, I guess, just like anywhere in the world. So are the crummy ones.
Yeah.
But
So
we have in-house legal services. You can use our in-house lawyer, which is just boilerplate stuff. So it's all pretty clean and clear. Or you can choose your own, and they would communicate with our in-house and, complete the contracts, etc. It's a pretty clean process.
all right, maybe just on the way out, can you take us through what we're looking at if we're going into phase 12? I know 25,000 holds a lot. You've pushed the dates are getting pushed back now because you're so active on obviously the people that come in first get the first builds, and then I didn't know this, but after talking to you, it makes sense. The later purchases, their start dates get pushed back. So what are we looking at to get in, and what are the dates looking like now? And maybe we can.
Well, to get in, it's 25,000 that holds the lot, and then a couple of months, minimum 2 months before construction starts, you make a 35% payment minus the 25,000 lot reservation fee, and then payments every 6 to 8 weeks. Depending upon the build progress, etc.
Okay.
And that's on our website under the buying process. All of our floor plans, photos, and pricing are on our website at buyingcasalenda.com, or condos, pricing, floor plans, etc. all on that website, which is connections-dr.com. Lots of information there. Can I give my phone number?
Yeah, absolutely, if you want to.
Okay. Well, actually, probably WhatsApp is probably the best way to communicate, and that would be 809-545-6444, and tell me that you heard about us from Jim's show, and that would be great just to know how this all works out. We appreciate the opportunity, Jim. I think that owning a villa in Casa Linda is a win-win, whether it's just for vacations or it's an investment product. The return on investment is great. Again, these are rock solid villas, and and monolithic structures, no sheetrock used. Give us a call. Let us know how we can best assist you. And we're happy to answer any questions. We're open, honest, and ethical. And I think that's pretty important in this industry, especially if you're doing an international vacation or investment villa.
I still knock on walls.
How are your knuckles? These are concrete.
I already go around and I don't know why, but they're so smooth and they look like plaster and they're concrete. Like even plaster's got a certain sound to it. You know what I mean?
You bet it does. Many people can't tell the difference between a styrofoam panel build and a concrete build when it's finished. Yeah. Now, if you get down here and you want a tile roof on your villa, we'll price that out for you and tell you exactly. And we're building a handful of those now. Some people like that look. The new modern look is a little squarer. We use some beautiful profiles in the walls, aluminum channels to kind of break up an otherwise boring wall, just flat wall. We use textured surfaces with rubber-based paint, so it lasts longer and helps prevent any cracking or things like that from the sun.
Well, the proof's in the pudding, man. I've seen your 20-year-old product, and it's great and renovated and updated with the latest colors and everything. It looks like a brand new home. You know, like there was different styles back then, but. Yeah, the new stuff is pimp, man. Those sloped ceilings and the grade on the roof, like even from the outside, they look hot.
I agree, and I appreciate you pointing that out. They're beautiful villas and a good investment and good prices, and we look forward to hearing from anybody out there that might be interested.
Yeah, at first it was like all the new construction I saw, I felt like I was watching them make sausage. Like you don't want to work in the food joint. You don't eat at the food joint that you work at because you see them making the sausage, right? And it's so cool the way they use tree branches and trunks as scaffolding and supports and everything. But when it's done, and I've seen a lot of construction out here, it looks fantastic, like $1 million builds. But watching them with the scaffolding and all what these guys use down here, it's real. It looks like they're putting together a Flintstone house, and then when they're done, it looks like $1 million LA home. It's really cool. Well,
I believe we have higher standards of construction than you'll find in Miami, Florida, which is Hurricane Central, I guess. So really high construction standards there, but you can still use softer products. They're not monolithic builds like we do. I think we do a great job, and I have builders and people from all over the world, frankly, every week or every month. And even the builders say, great job, really like it.
Yeah, and the restaurant kicks ass too. Stephen, I really appreciate your time. I think we've hit it just about all. I kept you an hour, so I want to keep you on time so you can go spend time with your family. And dude, I'd like to see your ranch someday. If I could invite myself over, I'd love to see what you're doing.
Come and check it out. We've got a lot going on here, and we're pretty excited.
Are you doing any produce at all?
Well, we have arugula and a lot of leafy greens, and we're just now, we planted over 1,200 fruit trees so far, 107 varieties. We've got another 300 mulberry trees going in the ground here pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah, they're in pots, and the leaves are spreading out, and they look great. I was talking to agronomists today, and just wanted I don't have a lot of experience. I have a permaculture certificate, but not a lot of experience. Wanted to make sure we didn't take them out of the pots too soon, because in these kind of weather, you can lose them pretty quickly. Right. They can dry out and lose them. And they're like, kind of like small children. You want to make sure they have the best possible chance. Upbringing. So that's part of my goal. Jim, I appreciate the time and interest in the project. And look forward to hearing from your crowd, your people.
Buddy. Thanks for the time. I really appreciate it. Well done.
Okay.
Right.
Take care.
Talk soon.
Yeah. Bye.
That's how you do that. Well, I learned a couple things, and I've met with this guy. That's the third time I've met with this guy. So let's just hit his websites here. There we go. Some of the links are in the show description. I didn't get the connections link. So if you send me a DM, if you're interested in the condos just off the beach there in Encuentro. Is it Encuentro? On the way to, Encuentro. Encuentro's a really cool little surf town, man. And if you go out there any day, Encuentro Beach, it's back roads to get there. It's not far off the highway. And from 7 to 9, they're just pounding waves out there. They're not the huge, Hawaii waves where they're 4 stories high, but it's some of the best. And this just longboard surfing. For the kite surfing, you got to go down the way to Cabarete. But this is buycasalinda.com. Again, most of these links are in there. I'll put the connections link up in the show edit. Tonight we're going out on 2 new channels. We're on the Twitter channel, Buying Dominican Republic. Or no, is it Buying Dominican? Yeah, it's Buying Dominican. Buying Dominican Republic on YouTube. I got some videos here. You don't want to see the pitch. Okay, this is my own walkthrough. There's no Photoshop. I did put Matt McPherson's Want Some in the background, which is going to get tired if I use the same song for every video. But I actually shot this on my iPhone. I think it's a wide angle lens, but there's this one, like I had to take the cleaning crew's in there on it. It's not perfectly staged, but it's a popular video on my new channel. Check it out. What a dummy. Steven's going to say, Jim, can you maybe not publish the videos of our houses with the mops and the buckets and everything? There's the build out. That's worth $18,000, that top build out on that roof. Otherwise, it just comes with a flat roof. This is $218 it starts at. The Capri. That's the main bath. And you can pick that's got the black floor tiles, which is sharp, with the white tiles. That is not the master bedroom, even though it looks like it. And you can actually, with this lens, you can get an idea how big this room is. It's just under 1,200 square feet. So it's not a huge room, but look at the functionality of this. Look, come on, man. That's the outdoor bar, the outside sitting area. That's coming off the living room, sliding doors. Like, this is pimp, man. We don't need the music so hot. And all these, like, behind that TV is loaded with electrical boxes and fiber optic boxes for cat wire. They overdid everything in that department. They've gone through the ceiling fan thing, so they've got the ceiling fans down. Look at that. I picked a nice day to do this. Look at that sky. Those bushes there are 8 months old. Like they just, boom. They're just up. And those will be complete, what do you call it, a blind. Those palms grow like crazy and spread out. Or do they? Or are they trees? Can't remember. Nice shot, Jimbo. There's that slanted roof that looks so cool when you're driving up from another property that's elevated. And that's the master bedroom there on the left. I did not get real good shots because I was in her way and I didn't want to film her. And I kept walking in on the freshly mopped floor. And I promise I'll get a better shot, okay? I'm an idiot. I only had a limited time that, Actually, it does look better with the curtains closed. But behind that, those curtains, obviously, like thermal curtains. is a big sliding door that goes out to the pool, and this is the master ensuite. Of course, I got my Just Sell It shirt on. Look at those tiles, and those colors, the contrast, pure white. Vanity. Floor's got a gray fleck through it. Not a fleck, but a vein. That's the mini putt. You wouldn't have known if I hadn't have told you, so you're welcome. This is why they pay me the big bucks in real estate. That's the water part. Oh, clearly. Facilities. I think that's the restaurant he was talking about. Pizza and wings. Affordable luxury in paradise. Geeky little edit there, eh? Yeah. Is this the longest one? Did I add some? I've done this video a couple times. Steven, my apologies. I will come back and get a staged property for you. That was me the other day with that stupid effect they use. I was at the waterfront taking pictures while I had coffee. Look at that. That's Alicia Beach. Alicia Beach. I need this shirt. And that's that. Come to the North Coast. You won't be sorry. And if you park yourself in Casa Linda, they will take care of you nice. Enjoy your evening. I am out.